to build it. Oh my god.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Scott just used his hit and run tactic on me.
No. You wanted to know who used the hit and run? Fucking Jake. He's gone.
Yeah, to be fair. Peace.
He was there a second ago, then I blinked and he's gone.
That happens sometimes with your camera, Tesh. Sometimes your camera goes like, you're like here and all of a sudden you're like blinking, you're like, so funny.
Oh my god. My cat is so cute today.
Kill it.
I put her little blanket on the floor because she was like sitting on me, so I put it on the floor next to me and she's just curled up on it. Like the perfect little child.
That's adorable.
In my headcanon, Tesh was just doing that with whipped cream. I was like,
Fuck you.
Because I didn't realize what you had in your hand that I realized was an aluminum bottle afterwards.
It's a fucking water bottle.
I didn't realize
what
that.
Did you think it was?
I thought it was maybe like a whipped cream can. Like I was like,
She just casually in nearly 40 degree heat, stuck it into some whipped cream.
It's not that cold. In Australia, there's summertime right now. There's no way it's 40 degrees.
No, Jesus. Yeah, pretty much.
Get with the rest of the fucking world. Holy shit.
Excuse me.
Look, you've just annoyed Tesh. Tesh is like the most ignore it and passive and leave it person ever, and then he's like, "Get with the fucking world."
Listen, we're just gonna randomly strike Celsius with a missile, okay? And if you have any retaliation against it, we're gonna go for Australia's cultural sites, okay?
What? You're gonna blow up a rock?
Oof, oof.
No, it's pronounced Iraq. So,
Oh.
Well, I guess Scott just used Augury's upgraded form.
Yeah. Okay.
So terrible.
Let's get
Moving
to
on.
the fighting.
Yeah. Oh, so awful.
Before we melt.
Yeah. So, sir, you.
Yes, you're referring to me because you said so, of course.
I just got nauseous.
I'm gonna mute myself, so I stopped.
So you over here.
I know I'm bad.
So bad. Where are you? Oh, I can't do that, can I? Ugh. I hate that it doesn't let me do the things that I want it to do. Oh, no. There it is. It's right here. Bam.
And I've just met someone called something a crumb. I just remember a crumb.
Crumb.
Oh, no,
It's a crumb. That's the name.
It's a crumb. Yeah, it's a crumb.
If
That's
you
all I
ever think
remember.
you ever think you've forgotten, just look down to your side and think, "What's that?"
Oh, it's a crumb.
Oh, we nailed that delivery.
That was perfect.
That was so funny.
The fun part is I have no idea what reference you're making.
No, it's just
What's
just
the
her
name of the leader I just
The
met?
Hetman. She's called It's a Crumb.
I don't get it.
Just It's a Crumb.
Oh!
Real simple.
Oh, wow. That took a minute. That's
Wow, Scott.
That did
wow.
legitimately take like a proper.
Oh wow! I was like, "What is?"
That was
this?
like me and Scott during that combat, just where we were like, "I'm sorry, we don't understand each other right now."
That was frustrating because both of us like, I'm trying not to be mean, but I don't get what you're saying. Could you please speak properly?
That was it. It's like we were speaking a different language, but it sounded the same. We were like, I'm so, what? No.
All right, so let's get to where it matters, right? Tesh. Bam. So you
I don't like that
right.
bar, Matt.
That doesn't look right.
there might be.
Raven's right is what?
Hold on. It's because I'm using the same app over and over again for simplicity. And I have.
I've never seen. I don't know what you're on about, Scott. I've never seen this map before in my life.
Hang on a second. Raven, how'd you get here this fast?
Where are you?
We managed to get to precisely 88 miles per hour. when running away. We ended up going down a hill and bam.
Where are you?
That's a lot of biddies.
It's a lot of bit. I get nervous when everyone drops bits, other than Norway.
Oh, hello, Norway. Thank you, sir, very much. I'm afraid of what Norway's about to do. I think he wants to make sure that you live and only you, because you're the only good person. You're like,
that's true. Yeah.
You're the hero of this story, right?
Legitimately.
All right, here we go.
The only reason I'm innocent is by obliviousness.
Well,
what
why
they don't know is that if you knew the truth, you would be just as evil as them. You'd be like, all right then, and that would be the end.
Yeah, he's going to use the boon to be like, I would like to be a mortal sorcerer king.
No. I really want to see if the story ends with we conquer a deer, but unfortunately you two have fallen, and then it's like Scott and I are like, you guys fell for it. It's just like flip.
Yeah.
Does anybody believe that might happen? Anybody with a raise of hands? Anybody? I think everybody thinks that you're just too nice of a person there. Damn it! I almost said Jake.
You say that. Have you seen the Narashura Knights game?
I had to stop watching because you're undoing all my work. It's too painful.
I mean, to be fair though, you did.
Did you see where we ended?
Senile old people for no reason. So.
Yep.
The funny thing is that literally, not only did our group just not. I don't think we heard about that. Like, no one cared. The Drow don't care about that.
The Drow don't care about that.
No one thought to tell us that because it's not a big deal for the Drow.
That's why they attacked us, because the Drow hadn't been feeding them. They put them in the house and locked the doors, and they're like.
Did you see when Yuna's mom got taken away?
I did not.
Yeah, I think that was part of the reason why that was such a big deal that you guys went and slaughtered those people.
Hey, I mean, they started it. They airstriked us. We just destroyed their country.
Is that really our counter argument? They started it?
I could go more into it, but I don't want to go more into it.
Yeah, no, it's a long thing. But
me and Tess have discussed it before.
Did you see where we ended, Neil?
No, I legitimately haven't watched it for 4 weeks.
Do you want to know, or do you want to have a good news?
I know I might watch it. I like it. It's just depressing to see legitimately all of my characters' work going down the drain.
I will say, there's good news on that front.
Did you all get wiped when you tried to go against what? Oh.
That's not the target, is what I'll say.
But your target's hope on the surface. You're like, there can never be peace.
Oh, yeah. The idea of peace for the surface is gone.
Damn it.
That went away.
Sorry. So
next time we go down there, I'm just nuking the place.
Well, I mean, that's the problem. You
I've done it before.
Gave us an excuse.
I've nuked an underground kingdom in Yard before. Look what happened to Goldpaw.
That interesting. The fact that so you were the one that deleted the
mind flayer.
Mind flayer place. You realize that helped us. We were like,
well, that was
Telephanos.
That was a different character, a true hero.
I will say it's not. It didn't go nearly as badly for the surface as it could have gone.
Yeah, same for downstairs. We're just letting Scott sort stuff out right now, I know.
Sorry. We're doing this while he sorts stuff out while we wait.
I'm just listening to you guys. I'm perfectly fine. I had to ban somebody else again, unfortunately.
Did you? Did someone else come in?
Yeah. Why do they come? It's so annoying. Stupid bots.
I didn't even see that.
I missed them. That was impressive.
Didn't even turn up for me. I've just got Anno spamming chat. I mean, I'd rather have the bots, obviously.
But no, yeah, I prefer playing good characters or neutral characters. not so much bad characters. Although Rofi is fun because Rofi is like proper neutral. Like he don't care, but he wants his friends to succeed.
You have a quote neutral character by the name of Roofy.
Called Roofy.
Rofi. Mm-hmm. Shut up! It's Faye. Fuck off! I actually didn't come up with the name. It was a random generator.
Oh yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with the name.
He's like, random generator. Click. Huh? There's 15 options here. Roofy. That's what I want. It was like row. You fuck. Oh, Roofy.
Yes.
Yeah, like an egg.
Oh, I think you said Roofy.
From a food.
No.
I honestly thought you said that. So I used a random city name generator recently. That was actually live, and I clicked random generator, and the first name that popped up for a city name was Scott. I was like,
huh. That's a weird city name. Yeah. I'm not good with coming up with names that are not like human English names. I'm just not good at that like sort of name. So what I normally do is I name generate, and then I mix and match stuff.
Oh God, Jesus Christ! I baited it.
What?
Oh, what did you do? Oh my God! Holy shit!
What?
Check chat.
Oh, Anno just dropped 10,000 bits.
Jesus. Anno, first of all, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Now I'm afraid because I've already taken into effect other things. Oh, that's bad.
Anno, please have mercy.
Yeah, to be fair, this is Tesh right now, not Neil. This is Tesh, not Neil.
Yeah, and actually, we already have a trump card in effect, so another one can't take effect until that army's gone.
Listen, the Trump, everything's doing their own things. So the Trump card's here, the Triumph's there, they're all taking their places.
I'm scared.
Right. You should be now. Anno is one of those people like Steve is, if Steve drops a bunch, you're like, all right, so he might curse us or something, but Steve, for the most part, is a nice person. Naga, he's in there, he's like, I'll be nice occasionally, but you have to earn it, otherwise, dance with puppets. Anna, however, sits directly on the fence and goes...
Nuke.
Which do you want? No. Anno can go either way. He sits on the fence. Anno likes sitting on fences. I heard it's his favorite pastime.
I actually heard that you have some fence in your garden that you polished specifically for the purposes.
I have 0 fences at this house. 0.
I think we're going to need to see some proof of that, Scott.
Would you like me to walk around the perimeter of the house?
Yes, and stream it.
And doxed.
And dogs, yeah.
I think I can do that.
Scott gets swayed.
I think I can do
in
that
his
safely.
brand new office. They just break the wall.
They're coming on the ground.
It's just like it just gets done and smash.
What's that sound?
It's like mole people. So what is it? NBI. It's the Mole Bureau investigation. Wow, this session is all fucked. All right.
And I battled yet, Scott?
To be fair, I blame you for spending like half an hour on that map.
Are these meant to be the other way around, Scott?
No. What do you mean?
Because the enemy is currently on the town.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Position.
Nah,
sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Positioning, you mean? My apologies. Yeah.
I was just like, hold up.
You meant north versus south, other way around. Gotcha.
We really need to get a proper flag for Valorant, don't we?
Yeah, well, that flag is for the free folk, right? So
yeah, I know.
Actually,
I know.
And another one was sent to me by Anno. I think specifically sent me like, oh, you can use this image, but I was like, oh, I don't have time to edit and add that.
That's
in there
really weird.
Yeah. What? Not having time.
No. If the token for the army goes off the screen, the entire AoE disappears.
the aura disappears. It's so that when you can't. No. You just have to slide back to it. So the idea is that if you had dynamic lighting, you wouldn't see a creature that's round the corner and hidden from you by its aura.
I understand. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry about it, Scott. There's no problem. It's
No problem. It was just weird.
No,
it was just a weird realization.
I was also admiring the. Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. Anyway, so here we are. You can see that the town's there. Everybody can see kind of what's going on. So let's get into how it all plays out. So obviously you would arrive, like we said before, and then obviously you got your food. So distraction, yay. So and they allow me to focus on Jake for a minute there. So when you arrived there, you saw Tally and the other two whose names I have still open here.
It's a group.
It's Nagan and the Hetman, was what we're gonna call her, are sitting there with Tali, waiting as you arrive. So literally, when you come in, I mean, you rode hard. Now, don't get me wrong, you're tired. You just rode for 12 hours, pretty much nonstop. Stop to take a piss or whatever here and there, but for the most part, you just rode for 12 hours. You could walk into this meeting. I imagine you have to drop a serious deuce, but more important things to do right now. You walk into it. There's again, two nameless lieutenants or whatever that are with them. One of them is of Kurzfall's people, and one of them, somebody else is here too. Sorry, what's his name? Everybody's favorite, Kithul. Kithul is here as well.
Kithul.
Tali, Kithul, the Hetman, Nagan, and then two nameless lieutenants. You come walking in, and it's one of those.
Did you see Kithul choke a bitch? Yeah, that happened. No, sorry, Karen.
No. Go ahead. He might want to hear it.
What?
Well, you. Who was it? It was. It was. Joking. Was it Beltran?
No, Valen was there.
Yeah, but Tesh wasn't.
Tesh was not.
Yeah, wasn't he? Yes, he was.
Wait, was it the dude in the dungeon?
The guy in the thing.
Oh,
was he there?
I did know that.
I didn't think he was.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did.
It's the dude who I turned into a rat
yes, yeah.
Because that was last season, yeah. So you you go. So you come walking in, and it's one of those things where because you arrived so abruptly, you didn't come with that big of an entourage. Just like a small number of guard to make sure you would get. It was one of those things where your guard would throw down their lives to make sure you got here safely, sort of a thing. So you come walking in, and it literally the door bursts open. You can walk. Your character's not a kick in the door. You're not one, right? You just kind of open the door. Oh, excuse me. As you come walking in, right? And you get everybody's attention immediately, kind of like they one at a time. I'll look up and see it's you, and they'll have their own appropriate reactions. As soon as seeing you, Tally's face just kind of like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? 'Cause somebody else has the responsibility. Because leadership does not rest easily on her shoulders. She's a farm girl. She's not meant for this. She does what she wants to because she tries to have the importance or whatever for your nation, but also to impress one, right? But this is not something that she does very well. Kithul is stoic as always, stands there and turns to you and gives you the appropriate salute. That might be my food already. One second.
Oh. Well, this is awkward. Hello, everyone. You're now mute.
Welcome to the professional stream.
Yeah.
Where we
this
are
stream
very.
is a shit show.
You know what? Though I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed today. Actually, it's been good to be back.
Every now and then you need a dumpster fire stream. And this is our dumpster fire stream. And
It's
I'm okay
a hot
with
mess. I think this means you've won the initiative.
Yes.
I think that's a very good point.
Wait, I need to do an army roll. Where's the army rolls?
So you need to do. You're in the tactics phase, right? The tactical phase, and you need to do a tactical initiative. That's your profession soldier.
Okay, so
might be a +0 for you.
Yeah, that the profession soldier ones are the shit ones for me.
They're the only good ones for me.
Mine's all about morale, I'm pretty sure.
Your morale is very good. You got
charisma.
+4, which is great.
I think it's actually +6 because I got a +2 thing.
Oh, you got
+4 base, and then I have the
loyalty. Let me have a look what loyalty does for you. Loyalty commander gains a +2
Where are you
on
seeing
all.
this?
So you have.
Where are you seeing this so I know what to have open?
I'm going to send it to you. This will help you.
Oh, I think I know. It's on the other fucking
It's sort
thing.
of. So I'm looking. One, I've got this. It's not specifically victory, route, or defeat that I'm looking at. I'm just looking at the rules for mass combat. So loyalty, you get a +2 on all morale
Is it on the
checks.
kingdom tracker?
And then on the kingdom tracker, there's the war details and armies.
Right. Yes. Okay. Now I remember. Got it. Okay.
So you have
when does a place tell you an hour and it takes like 25 minutes instead? That's crazy.
that happens quite a lot, actually.
Oh, usually I get told an hour. It's 2 hours.
They like to some places like to overestimate. Uber Eats likes to tell you 2 minutes and then it's half an hour.
I'm
That's
used to
depressing.
that. I'm used to that. All right.
So I'm not sure whether it is a +6. I don't know.
No,
what's
it might
your,
not
what,
be.
is
I
your
thought that
morale? Is your morale your charisma modifier, Scott?
Morale is based off of charisma, yes, sir. And I believe
Yeah, so it is a +6 then.
Yeah, because I have loyalty. Yeah,
that's fat. That is huge.
Yeah.
+6 on morale check.
So
Yeah,
he can do things like bigger changes to how the army like reacts to that, like kind of like what Leon can do.
And his army's much less likely to rout.
Yeah, exactly. They will actually hold their own, which is pretty sweet. So you have you have 1,000 soldiers with you, Jake, and your report was that a army was heading this way, probably about 1,000. Damn it, Tesh. Was supposed to be about 500 here. So when you get there, my apologies, you go walking into the meeting, and again, everybody has their reactions. And then the other two had never seen you before. So when they look over at you, and they just kind of like see you walking in there, one of the lieutenants kind of gives a reaction or whatnot. The woman that's there, the hetman, she looks at you, and you can see that she's just kind of like looking you up and down, trying to give you like a bit of a judge. She's like, is this person of its significance? Like, do I care about you? You can kind of clearly see judgment played on her face. She is...
With that, like, seeing that, I do prestidigitation to clean myself off after the quick travel.
Nice. Just to be clear, she is a half-orc woman, okay? And the other man, who is a mountain man, or to be playing a Goliath, but in this world, a mountain man.
Cool.
So he's
Goliaths are now unlocked in the community game.
No.
I love that meme. That joke tickles me every time. And no one else laughs at it.
Can we get a meme of Neil with glasses? Super important. Blank R. Now on.
Yeah, I like it.
So moving on. You can walk and that Nagan. So the Goliath, whose name you don't know yet. When you come walking in, he looks at you and goes, "Another one? How many people do you need to run this goddamn place? Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Yeah, he's a bit angsty, sorry. No forewarning given, sorry.
Do you say anything, or do you let them react first?
What was the names again? Because I would have been got the names of the
heads
others.
Up. Nagan is his, and hers. She's just the hetman is her title, so it's just like people call you chosen, you call her hetman. But her first name's
Nagan and hetman.
Her first name's Isa, last name's Crumb.
Okay, but I would have been told hetman, would I?
Yep.
Or
probably all of it, but you just know.
So, Nagan, I assume. I'm Valrin, chosen of the Hearth.
And she nods slowly, like one of those, that's right, make sense sort of a thing. And she will actually turn to regard you, and she says, "And I am the hetman, Isa Crumb. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to meet you." And she will walk over and extend a hand.
Indeed, I will do the proper handshake, and I was, indeed, we're under better times, although I guess with... Because they're an army for hire, aren't they? They're mercenaries? Yeah, I guess this is the ideal for you.
Everybody loves peace. There's just profit in war.
Fair enough.
So she will kind of like turn back to the table. Kithul kind of like, moves to the side because he was kind of like standing in like a fairly commanding position opposite the others. So he kind of like slides over, so you would stand between him and Tali. And it's kind of like he makes it kind of not obvious, but you know what he's doing, And so you easily get into the spot, and Kithul says, "I'm glad you could join us, Chosen. Now,
I'm glad I could make it in time.
We've received reports that have announced the other reports were a bit false. The numbers were wrong, or they gained more along the way. There are 1,000 soldiers that stand opposite ours. It seems as though the battlefield will be even."
in that case, we're going to have to be a little bit more clever with this then. At least we have the defensive.
We do have that as an option. We do have that as an option, yes. The defensive. If we want to stick to the buildings and use them as cover. But this could potentially leave some of our people exposed, or we will have to evacuate Reed to make it happen.
Ideally, that is not the option we wish to go with, but it is on the table if necessary. You know your people best. What would you recommend as any alterations to the current plans, given this information?
And this is referring to the hetman?
Yeah.
Okay. She says, my people will fight in an open battlefield. They'll fight behind cover. They'll fight wherever it is that I suppose in this scenario, you will tell them to. However, life is more expensive than death. And so I would suggest, well, you people have to leave their homes for a couple hours, a few days. It's not as cold as it was a month ago. They'll live. Evacuate the city. Let us use it as cover. It gives us a bit of an advantage.
I will look to Tally. How quickly would you be able to evacuate? And would you be able to set up camp nearby?
You go look at her. She can clearly tell that you're going to speak to her, and she starts begin to shake her head like she was going to give her response, and then she realizes you did not ask the question that she expected you to ask her. And she's like, I suppose by the morning, if we had to do that.
This is an if-needed situation, Tali.
Oh, okay.
Hello. So, given the battlefield we have on the display here, is that sort of rock formation actually there, or is that just part of the map?
It's part of the map, but you can imagine there's different vantage points, and that's more style. When it comes to actual rules of the game, you on field, they on field, field happen. There are things like cover and whatnot that can be used because the settlements mechanics in war, which could cost you repairing costs, but increase your defense, your DV, which could be nice. So hiding in a settlement can increase your DV, which is nice.
Okay, how much though? This is when I'm asking you like this, I'm more this is if we're having the conversation in character, as in is it how much more of a defense is it worth doing?
I know you have it open because I see you there over on our Kingdom Tracker sheet, right? Yes. If you actually look at the Kingdom Tracker sheet, you see how you guys actually have that gray area. So you build the walls to the south, and you have a bridge to a river to the east. They would be coming at you from the southeast, so that's a good thing because both of those actually increase the defense. That would increase your DV by 2. That means that for them to do any damage to you, they would have to roll 2 higher, or if they do damage, it reduces it by some. That is a legitimate benefit, especially if the armies are equal in value. That could neutralize it. And if you choose to play a defensive tactic option, I don't know what your actual abilities are.
I've just got loyalty, which is the I don't have any special things, I don't think.
Gotcha. Okay. So that
I just have loyalty.
Your base DV is what? 17. That would bring you up to a 19. That's some. And then if you chose during the tactical phase, if you chose to say cautious advance versus hold, or even hold firm, that would increase you by a 4 more. You would have a 23 DV. Now, sure, you're not exactly pumping out much damage, but they would have to roll higher than a 23 to even do any damage to you. That's pretty good.
And I with a plus 16 got 32 on my OM. So with a plus 16, which is a huge modifier. So you're tankier than the army I fought.
I think it's probably a good idea, to be honest. If it turns out the armies are the same size.
Mm-hmm.
how far away is? No, there's no sort of like place nearby for them to go. There's farms, but that's about it. Like there's farms to the northwest of here.
Kithul would say, I will escort them. I will not be a part of this battle. My task by my chosen is to defend the people. Myself and a small contingent of guard will head them west. Not all the way, but towards Cursefall, inland.
God, that would break my heart. I just had an image of like Kithel like against a tree, like weapon by his side with like a huge thing ran through. Like,
listen, it's okay.
As he fell back defending. Oh my God.
That only matters if Vigil falls because nobody went to their aid and the army continued to march north. That's the only way it would matter.
It's fine. The riders are around there. It's fine. It's 200 people make a difference.
Okay. Then, Talia, I think I must unfortunately ask that you evacuate. We will have to repair after the battle, but it is our best chance at success.
Tally is like multi-gate for like probably a solid 2 or 3 seconds, to the point where like you might even at one point, because that's like a lingering 2 or 3 seconds, might want to say something encouraging or something kind because that's your typical approach, and it becomes one of those things where, as maybe you're thinking about saying something to break the silence or the awkwardness, you hear Nagan just be like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, they're just houses. Come on, man." And he's just no passion, no compassion whatsoever. And the hetman clears her throat, and he just kind of rolls his eyes, but you can clearly tell he purses up a little bit. She nods. She nods a couple of times, a couple more seconds of silence. Then she looks at you, and you can see her eyes have welled up a bit, and she says, "Of course, we will defend the people. That's the most important thing, is to defend the people. Of course."
Yes, get your people to safety. Kithul will escort you. We will make sure that there is not an army following.
Kithul places a gentle, like a massive and firm, but gentle hand on her shoulder and says, "Tali, I understand your people have been through much. We've discussed this at length many times now. But remember this. Rid is being not just defended, but built up to something greater than it ever was before. And while some buildings may be injured or destroyed, from that ash, a newer and greater home will be made for all of the people of Rid, those that have lived here for generations, and those that will be here for the many generations to come." And she kind of like, "Yes, of course." And you can see she takes solace in his words.
Yeah, well said, Kithul. Rid is a part of Valorant now. We will take care of it.
And she, as you kind of like move past that, waiting an appropriate like moment or two to allow you guys to have that moment, the hetman then clears her throat again, kind of like getting your attention, and says, "Very well then, as for tactics, I imagine you would like to have your weigh-in on what it is that we're doing, because clearly you're exhausted. You should probably sleep before you lead an army in the morning. Am I right?"
That is indeed. That is the reasoning in my getting here in a rush.
Then let us not waste any more of the Chosen's time. We're now going to use these buildings as cover. That's wonderful. This river will slow down their advance. Their walls will kind of allow us to channel which ways they come in from. Beautiful. We have enough men with enough strategy. And, of course, we did equip everybody with the appropriate bows. That as they're slowly traversing the distance, we can pepper them. We can cost them for coming to attack us.
I assume we've got like a map on a table or something.
Of course, yeah. And it's sloppy, but it exists.
Yeah, well then, like, while she's saying that, I would be using prestidigitation to just sort of like draw in what she's saying. So we have it like on the map ready, like using prestidigitation just to make basic diagram of what she's saying.
Of course.
I agree. I think that is a good tactic. We let them come to us at first. Well, I mean, with the peppering them as they get close, of course. But using the defense, I think chipping away at them to begin with is a good tactic.
My people will be willing to fight and do whatever they need to. That is certainly.
Can I ask if do I know the commander? Do I know which army that Beltran is running?
Do you know which army Beltran is running? No, you do. You never got that scout report.
Okay. Then I would give it. There is a chance the commander of the enemy army is a man named Beltran. He attacked Rid in the past. He knows the area. He fled the fight mid battle. There's a chance he will attempt to do so again if he is the one leading this force. He is quite capable. I'm hoping that this is not the force he is commanding. You're muted.
I'm hoping it's someone else's problem.
We have two even fighting forces. I'm hoping that guy is not leading the other even fighting force.
I have an outnumbered fighting force.
So,
he's definitely going for Vigil.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
That was the Trump.
So he says, so she says, I know this name. I don't know the man, if a man even he is. Whether he's here or not, he'll die tomorrow, the day after that, or rotting away in some prison after that.
I merely mean that if it is him, he will use some form of underhanded tactic. He will do some. He may try something unusual, be it, as we saw before, he will slip away mid-fight, or maybe attempt a distraction. We will see. Merely just, it may be a good idea to find out if it is him with scouts, if possible. If not, then pay attention.
Well, I did come to terms with your companion that any information that we procure, we bring your way. They are soldiers. They've been traveling a long distance, and they come from a city of heathens. Perhaps then they would like to have some pillows on which to rest their heads. I will get your information for you.
Thank you.
She nods.
The benefit is that it's quite likely a large portion of their army are new soldiers, trained very recently, seemingly coerced. We know that many were coerced into joining the army to get water. So we have that advantage.
You mean their morale is easily broken?
Indeed.
I think that I'm not too concerned about whether or not we break the morale. Why don't we just crush the army and call it a day?
That would be ideal, yes.
Nagan says, let's just get this shit over with. How's that sound?
Indeed. And I'll I'd finish up the drawing on the map with prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm. So she points and she's like, if they're coming across the rivers here, we'll have archers set here. The walls here, we can pepper them as they make their way around, but they're not stupid enough to come at that wall too hard. They can make their way around it. The wall was never completed. You never completely cased the city. So they'll come around the sides. This right here is where we need to have our forces, and this area over here as well. I think you can kind of get into those tactic building and so on and so forth, and blah, blah, blah. But that kind of rolls into how it is that you guys are going to, react to and how things are going to play out tomorrow. So all that happens. You guys, this conversation probably goes on for an hour and a half or so, and then during that time you realize you're hungry. And so the conversation kind of gets wrapped up a bit, and everybody understands their place. And she says, as you kind of things break apart, and because really nothing else had to happen anymore with that combo. She does look to speak to you on the side, kind of as people are doing their finishing up to leave things. She walks up to you and says, Chosen, as I've said before, the road seems to have a long and weary for you. Obviously, you're going to need to recuperate your strength and get some rest before tomorrow's battle. I'll inform you that I will not be here for the battle tomorrow. I have my own tasks I need to do, just as there are many tasks that need to be handled tonight, so you can have the appropriate information in the morning. However, that does not mean that I wouldn't enjoy your company between now and then.
He would generally be like, what?
It's funny because he's such like a innocent, like he's like a nice person. You know what I mean? He's not innocent by any stretch. He's murdered, right? But he's like a nice person. So he just doesn't like, he's one of those people that when he meets a woman such as her, she's a person in a position of power, he sees her for the person she is. He makes eye contact. And he respects
genuinely didn't even remotely think of that.
And then once that happens, like, oh, and then like without being awkward and like giving her an up and down, all of a sudden he starts like, you know, she's a half orc, sure, but she's a beautiful woman. Like she is great proportions, you know, great cheekbone. Like she's actually a legitimately beautiful woman and dressed pretty darn well, considering she has this almost like a commoner ruler kind of look to her. You know what I mean? Like warrior commoner ruler. It's like, okay, did she just come on to me?
Huh. Okay.
And she says, don't worry. A small town such as this doesn't offer many luxuries, but my tent does. I'll see you in an hour's time. And she'll kind of like turn and walk away. This is when you do the down and up again.
Yep. And food, need food.
Yeah. Food, bath. Oh, you're
prestidigitation. Food.
Yeah, a second one just in case. Perfume. So moving on. So you go.
You can do that.
You go in as you're like food, and one of the lieutenants is like, "I'll get that for you, sir." You know, and kind of goes to get it. Goes to give orders for somebody to get it for you. Obviously, they're not a bitch, right? So Tally would come over to you and say, "I've already sent the word for what it is that we're doing. I imagine there's going to be a little bit of resistance. I know that you're tired and you probably need, as people are saying, sometimes. I would just ask if it's not too much.
I can come help and speak to people if you need to."
She thanks you. So you can see like you took the words from her mouth, so she didn't even have to ask for that. And she's like nods, and Kithul says, "And I'll be there as well." Like to you, not to her though.
Yeah. So I would honestly put that as a higher priority right now to food. I'll go get food afterwards.
Oh, it's one of those.
He will go
eat bread as like I'm doing right now. Like eat as you go.
No. Yeah, as he's like walking there, he'll be like chowing down.
I'm the people. She's like a rib. Just think of it this way: your home will be. What did we say? Ashes.
He would say something along the lines of like, people of Rid, I understand what I ask of you is a lot, and we've asked a lot of you in the past as well. This war has asked a lot of us all, but Rid is a part of Valorant now, and we will take care of you. Rid itself, we will likely take damage. We will repair it. You are what we are protecting. We need to get you to safety so we can make sure that an army does not follow. Kithul, and I'll just will be making sure that you are safe. Meanwhile, this army behind, like gesturing to where their army is camped, I assume it's camped like right outside. It will make sure that the army of Haude Gwenh does not follow. You'll be home before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So I'm going to need you to make me a loyalty check. I believe your modifier is 18 or 16.
So D20.
16.
Yep, and your control DC is a 30. You are allowed to luck these. Don't forget.
Fucking damn. Oh fuck.
Don't roll less than a 4.
I can't make it. Even with a luck, I can't make it.
I was gonna say, is there anything you could have done to modify that?
Oh, I mean, I could have hurt myself to get a 1, and then I had to get a.
He finishes it in the name of a martyr.
That doesn't happen like that. It happens like just the rune floats off my skin and leaves like a mark.
Can we gift rerolls? No.
Fucking 9 as
No,
well.
but I would allow you to have used the martyr because you're doing.
Okay.
You're being the hearth. That's where you get the martyr from.
Cool. Then I'm definitely going to do that. So that
He
would
raises
be
his hand
26.
and he's like, "You might lose your houses,
So what is 30?
but we
30
will
is the
plead for
thing?
you." Blood runs down his hand.
30 is the thing. So I have to on the luck die. I have to roll a 4.
Okay.
But failing by 5 or less, a less than 5 is better than failing.
And
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm already at 26 because of the sacrificial boon.
Use it. No, there's.
Yeah.
Go for it.
D4.
Go for it.
Okay.
And Neil, I believe the line is, "Cannot be bled." Right?
Damn it.
No,
Oh well.
I'm sorry. I'm not tossing you a
That's
coin.
still close enough. We're gonna have a bit of unrest.
I was trying to do it before him. So you had 6, now you're down to 5. Thank you, Lightning
Actually,
Dragon,
you know what?
for giving that extra one.
Need that plus
wait.
2 from Cthulhu aiding you. You'd been sweet.
Oh yeah, if only. That's still not enough though. I'm 3 off. Oh no, wait. Actually, no. That would be enough. That would because I'm at 28.
I don't know if you remember, but Kithul offers you guys 4 in your loyalty. Without Kithul, you'd only have a 12 modifier.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Not good enough. Well, I tell you what, Elliot gives us plus 8 in economy. 8.
Oh well. Honestly,
Jesus, if only we
that's
had a
pretty
marshal.
fucking close. People are going to be
Maybe
upset.
Mushroom
but-
Man can be our marshal
Don't worry.
because he likes going around there.
There will be NPCs coming your way. It's just we had to finish the war before I could introduce them. So.
God, isn't it exciting the thought of not being at war?
Yeah.
It is. So you have your conversation with them, and it's one of those things where it's like
Well, don't get you too used to this.
things don't go horribly, but they don't go well either. It's one of those things where you do succeed in convincing the people to leave their homes. Unfortunately, doing even just this, let alone the war, having everybody leave their homes, does increase your unrest.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Now, any damage to their homes will increase unrest by even more. So, oops, sorry, that's not 1. That's supposed to be a 2 unrest.
Yeah.
Not 12.
Look, them living. We can always fix unrest. We can't bring people back from the dead.
No, your arguments are correct. But you know how it is. People are like, there's like, why do I have to leave my house? Because you'll die if you don't. But I don't want to leave my house. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Sorry. There is context that will give you after the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean like fires of Australia? Like your house could burn down. You could die. Yeah, but it's my house. I don't want to.
No, we can stay and defend it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, I got like 6 buckets of water right here.
Yeah. It's like, I have a garden hose, man. It's like biggest fire in America.
Wall of
human
fire.
history.
I got a hose.
Yeah.
The sprinklers out, baby.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry. I mean that'll have to do.
Okay, that'll do, donkey. So you give your speech. The people start to leave their homes. Think about what time you got here. In the middle of the night. And they start going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of unrest. And it's one of those things where finally after you get like a proper meal when it's all done, and you just feel so weary, so tired. And you think to yourself, like, this is so depressing. This is so sad. And then you're reminded as one of the free folk comes walking up to you and says, Chosen, if you'd like to follow me this way, I was asked to summon you. And you remember, you know what? As depressing as the evening might be, hopefully it's at least a somewhat soothing one to prepare you for the morning. And
well, I mean, half orc. We'll see how that goes.
quite well, actually. And again,
I'm more in terms of not sure how relaxing it's going to be.
So anyways, and so with that, we can tell you that in the morning, information does come your way that Beltran is not with this army. And in fact, Beltran actually commanded this army and another one to leave the city at the same time and held back while waiting for his family's personal army and reserves to arrive in the city for him to leave afterwards. Which is the first you heard that there was another army coming in. And then you also hear from another runner coming into camp as you guys like setting up and like you're getting your old war tent and everything setting up and all your people lined up. A runner comes like, Chosen of the Hearth, I have news from Vigil. An army marches on Vigil. And they call for aid. And you're like,
shit.
I'm busy. Like,
fuck.
And so as you properly prepare for war, there's that. Neil, your own day the next day is going to be an interesting one as the army is going to come clashing with you. But luckily, the riders of Wherein, or the army of Wherein, whatever you want to call them, they are going to be joining the battlefield with you the next day as well. Jake, you're going to have an interesting day as various trump cards, triumphs, and other things are dropped this entire session that are going to take effect next session. But most importantly, all the things that you guys have dropped so far, this is to the viewers. I want you to understand, first of all, one, thank you so much for all the wonderful donations, bits, and all that stuff. Thank you so much. But everything's accounted for, even you, Norway, and all of yours, Naga. Don't worry. We just will have to see them played out next time because Neil has a session in 48 minutes, and I'm sure he wants to go get some food and take a pee.
Let's go.
Call up Ollie, be like, all right, Ollie, I'm at war.
I can do two streams at once, right?
No, I'm not talking to you. Shh, Ian. Shh.
Yeah, it'd be like
Scott.
Momig. Yeah, push the flank. No, sorry.
All right, now we need like a meme of Neil being Mermeg. Or is
Momig.
it? No. Neil, whatever it is. Neil, we need our faces because of the old guy. We need our faces.
Like three faces.
Like a face swap. Like with the filter. First you're gonna shave, and then we'll do like a face swap filter. Old man, young man.
Young man.
I need to run it because I have something I want to do at the start of next session, and I want to make sure I don't forget it.
Okay.
I'm running it now.
I write down everything of importance. I'm super excited for next session. And also next session, let's goofing off because we'll be back into our rhythm. So let's finish up so Neil can go have a minute. But everybody else, just want to let you know, I'm going to keep streaming. So there'll be a break, and then we'll come back. But first, Neil, where are you going in 46 minutes?
Hey, I'm going to the loo. You can find me and other shit. No, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I am going to twitch.tv/OllieRant, which I'm going to put in the chat for a game of Yavaskir 5e D&D. What's it called? A Mother's Horn. I play a meek, somewhat timid cleric.
Is this a mother's horn? Is this about?
Oh, not a mother's horn. Sorry, what is it?
Okay.
Horn of plenty. Horn of plenty.
I was like, what is Daddy into?
Damn.
Mother's horn. Find it on twitch.tv/OllieRant.
It's not on Twitch TV, that one. Horn of plenty. It's Horn of Plenty. I play a very different character to my usual ones. It is a meek and timid cleric.
Oh, you don't have to roleplay.
Wow. You think I'm meek and timid? I'll have you know I'm a bard according to my birthday. And that is right, because I am... I'd be like a cool scholar bard, though. Anyway, yes, please come and tune in there because I like having you guys in chat. That's one of the funnest bits of this this stream. Is obviously I love the game and the equal amount of bullshit that we get. But I also enjoy engaging with the chat in this a lot. It is a lot of fun. Even Anno, who I do prefer over bots. And also you can find me on Twitter where I post nothing, but I occasionally retweet things, very occasionally. But more importantly, join the Discord, the False Pretenses Discord. The details are down below. I'm in that, and I'm in that a reasonable amount. And I'll talk to you. I will. I'll do it. I'm warning you.
He'll even talk to Tyler to get him to simmer down. He's just like, Tyler, it's okay. They're just a bunch of assholes anyways. Here's the trick. Here's the trick, Tyler. You poke the asshole, and then you walk away. You poke it, it puckers, and you just go.
Yeah, follow me on Twitch because I have some great content on there. Snow content, which is great.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's me.
The next most important person here is from the bottom or the top, is up to you, is Tesh.
I mean, you don't know who he means there because he said someone's name, but it could mean either one.
I said
You're not
Tesh,
wrong.
not Aragorn. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm
Jake's
Tesh
so done with your shit.
of the Tesh Tube. You can find me under that name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Follow my Twitter for cute animal gifs. Follow my Twitch if you're all interested in Monster Hunter or anything of the like, because Iceborne comes out in 1 day now. I think almost exactly 1 day. And I'm going to be playing the ever-loving shit out of that game. I love Monster Hunter. I have almost 500 hours. I have 500 hours in almost every entry that I've played, except for Monster Hunter World, which I have about 400 hours in, and now Iceborne's coming out. So I'm excited. So also, if you like any RPGs and story-driven games, I'm going to play. I need to play Detroit Become Human at some stage. So that's going to be soon as well. So follow me if you're interested in that.
That's you, Aragorn.
Okay. Yep.
Bro Henkel's fade. Sorry, Pitch.
I don't think we'll be answering.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
In regards to that though, like there's no way I was like turning around at that point and going to vigil with my 100 people.
I mean, you couldn't
vigil?
have made a difference.
Oh no, he could have absolutely. Because remember, the tactic is they go against the wall and you hit them from behind, right?
So 100 guys
with my 100 men.
Hey, listen
from behind.
Listen,
that's a great idea.
Multi-army tactics are actually a pretty cool thing in the system, but that doesn't matter. I'm glad you had a choice, and I'm glad you made a choice, and that's all that matters. Whichever way.
I was already committed. He already had his path. He knew that's what we were doing.
Yes, because whenever one commits to a path, he never deviates from the plan. Right? Right, Neil?
No comment.
Go ahead, Jake.
We're a united team.
Mate, you pushed me into this at the start of the session. Thank you. Came at me with the one thing I could not deny. So, yeah, you can find me here anyway.
I'm having fun.
I'm done now. It's your turn.
All right. And me, you know where I am. You find me here. Stick around. I'm going to keep streaming for a little bit. But most importantly, don't forget to check out tonight over on twitch.tv/Lost Initiative Show. The link down below, whatever. Because last week was the first session of our new Star Wars campaign that takes place about 200 years after the SWOTR to the MMO RPG time frame is. It's Wade, Pat, Mike, and myself. It is so much fun. SWOTR is not canon in that one, but KOTOR 1 and 2 are. I've worked really hard to put together a really cool story arc. And then more or less I said, so I built the arc, and then I said, Mike, take it and run, and you should. I have no idea where Mike's, because he has to do all the other stuff, right? Because otherwise I know what it is. I'm so excited to see how this unveils, because like I know the path, but I don't know how it's getting there, where it's going, what's at the end, and I'm very, very, very excited. I love our concepts. I love to see how it plays out. I love our ship. So, and thank you so much to the community for naming our ship. We got the stamp of approval from everybody else on that channel. So, the Revenant. Oh, God, I'm so excited. So, thank you, thank you. We'll be back very shortly, but let's go so Neil can rest, okay? Bow, 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 bow.